Hey everybody, Lady Cheryl here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I hope you see something in the video that you like and that you will subscribe and like the video and share it if you can. I'm in Garden Zone 8A, Mesquite, Texas, and we are still experiencing triple-digit temperatures. And I've shared with you in the last few videos about how I don't like to try to hold on to my tomato plants and then let them continue to grow in the fall. I like to start new plants, and that's what I did. So in this video today, I'm going to show you how I plant them, okay? Let's get started. It is August the 3rd. It's early in the morning. I don't want you to see. I heavily watered yesterday, and the soil is still moist. Even here in the basket with my shade cloth and my chargeable fans, I keep the temperature cooler. Here's the second bed, still moist. Let's go over here and show you the tomato plants that I'm going to be transplanting very soon. The soil is still moist, so I don't water every day like I thought I had to. I'm also planting some heat-tolerant peas. Let me show you what they are, what they're called, and how I do it. Today, I'm going to plant some purple hull cowpeas. Here they are. I've been soaking them overnight. And I'm going to plant them in this bed. And if I have enough, I'll put them in the other bed over there as well. Here's the package. You want to plant the peas about 1 inch in the soil, and they would germinate between 7 and 14 days. But my experience with growing peas in this weather, 102 I think it's supposed to be today, they're going to germinate faster. So I'll bring you back in a couple of days after they have germinated. I'm going to plant them about, it says 8 to 12 inches apart, but I'm going to plant them about 5 inches apart because I have to make an allowance to have a small space garden. Okay guys, you can see that I have my peas in, and I put them down about 1 inch. You can use my thumb or this finger and bring it down like so. And now I'm going to just cover them up and water them. Now, in the video I did yesterday, I shared with you guys that I don't water every day. You see those watering cans down there? I'm gonna keep those full, and I'll come out and water these until they get up to about 6 inches high. I will water them and only them every day. And I had a few more of these purple hull cowpeas, and I put them right over here with these petunias. Now, petunias ideally grow in temperatures between 55 and 80 degrees. And sometimes you can get them to keep blooming when it's in triple-digit temperatures like I have here in Garden Zone 8A, Mesquite, Texas. But please keep in mind that I have shade and the fans on them. And that's the only reason why these are still blooming. But I put a few cowpeas right in here, the purple hull cowpeas, so that when they finally give it up and they stop growing, I'll still have something growing in this basket. Now I'm going to water them. And I see this one is sitting on the surface. I'll just go down a little deeper. I'm going to cover all of these with soil, and then I'll just water them in. Now this time of year, I don't have to worry about weeds. So I'm not going to put any straw down until I see how they germinate. Because in real hot temperatures, you don't have a lot of seeds in your grass, and you don't get it in your mulch. I'll be back when they germinate, and I'll share it with you. There's one more thing I want to share with you this morning is this. I don't wait until I have a problem to figure out a solution. Did you notice I put my hoops in here? See? And right here, so that if I start getting attacked with insects like aphids, I can put an insect netting over this bed. And also, after these peas are ready and I start putting my cold weather crops in, I can put a frost cloth over here as well. So don't wait until you have a problem. Do all these things now when you set up your beds. I moved my 4 celebrity tomatoes over here. This is not where they're going to grow. They're going to grow in a very large garden bed. This one is 8 by 4. I'm going to put 3 plants in here, and the other 4 plants, these over here, they're going to go in the other garden bed that's just like this one. It's an 8 by 4. But this morning, I'm going to go ahead and put this beautifully growing mushroom basket. You see that hole? It's real deep, guys. You can see it comes up almost to my elbow. I'm going to put this plant in here. This is where I grew tomatoes before. I know the soil is super rich. There's a lot of calcium in it to prevent blossom end rot. A few weeks ago when I planted these store-bought black-eyed peas, I told you guys I was just going to use them to put nitrogen in the soil. You just pull them up, chop them up. I put a 6-inch trench right here, and now I'm just going to cover them up. And they will decompose in place and add a lot of nitrogen in the soil for when I put in my winter crops. I like to share everything that I do, except when I'm just repeating the same thing. I don't like to do that. But this is just so that my new gardeners that I'm helping to grow their food will know what I'm doing. So I have that tomato in there. I'm going to skip a space here. I'm going to put a tomato here. And I haven't decided where I'm going to put. There's 2 of them here. So this bed will only have the mushroom basket tomato in. I think I can put one here and then maybe one here. And I've been thinking about something. I may put a container of rosemary into this garden bed to deter insects, because my rosemary, 2 containers are turning into bushes, and I like that. And we use a lot of fresh rosemary. I want to remind you that I take off all the bottom leaves and bury them as deep as I can. And so I'm doing that now. I'm going to turn this over on its side and plant these 2 tomatoes, and I'll be back. I'm really excited to get this work done. I have 3 mushroom basket tomatoes in. I have a bamboo stake attached to each cage. I left this one just to have strength in numbers. I don't have anything here, but I may put something right there. I'm not sure. I'm kind of thinking about, I accidentally picked up a couple of packages of Lule pole beans, and I may just put a few of them around here. And then I put a solar powered fan right here for this tomato plant. I have one up high here, one down here, and then one over here, because we're going to have temperatures that are going to be triple digits all the way to the end of August. And let me share, this is a little pearl from Lady Cheryl. Occasionally I will fill up my easy straw in these little shoe boxes and leave them all around the garden. I just spritz a little water in here because you're going to get a few grass seeds in them. So to avoid you having to pull them out later, if you do this practice, you don't have to worry about them growing grass in here, because this has been here about a month. And then I told you about the rosemary bushes. I put that one right there to throw it off some non-beneficial insects like hornworms. I didn't have any last season. And that's what's so good about shoveling your soil, is you get a chance to look in there and see if you see any worms or what have you. I'm going to remove, this is the weakest one. I put it on the end. This plant, I don't like how that leaf was touching the ground, but I guess it'll be okay. There are 2 things that I use over and over in my garden, and I've learned that I don't need anything else to help me support structures. Zip ties and these little spring clips. I use them for everything. To put on shade cloth, see some up there? Right there, I moved that pole. And I use them to put on insect netting, frost cloth. Now I don't have to keep buying stuff over and over. I'm always zip tying something, because we have strong winds in Texas. And it could be in the spring, it could be in the summer. One time we had a 90-mile-per-hour hailstorm in June. I had a brand new car and it beat it up. It was in the parking lot of the mall where my hair salon was in. I'll never forget that as long as I live. It was 1995. Tore my car up. And my garden, my fence, my gutters at the house, everything. Now, this basil has been growing here. I started from seeds in January, brought it outside in March. It's going to seed. I keep pinching it back. I have plenty of seeds. But eventually, I'm going to pull it up and chop and drop it like mulch. And I'm also going to put some marigolds all the way around the border. So I've got just about half of my tomato plants in the ground. I'll work on that other garden bed tomorrow. And I'm going to take a little watering can and just water right there where I have my tomato plants. Okay guys, it is the next day after I planted the mushroom basket tomatoes. There were 3 of them. And I told you I had some extra room. And I decided, since I accidentally picked up these Blue Lake pole beans, that I'm going to plant them right here with this trellis. And I'll probably put a couple more bamboo stakes up here. And I soaked the beans overnight. And I'm just going to put them 1 inch down into the soil. I'm going to try to put them close to where they can attach to the tomato cage and this little trellis I have over here. I'll be back when I have them all planted. Okay, I've got them planted. These beans are heirloom variety, and I get them from the Dollar Tree. When they were 15 cents, I grabbed a lot of them, and I didn't read the whole label, and I just read Blue Lake, and I thought I was picking up Blue Lake 274, the bush type. I need to tell new gardeners that this is not the ideal time to plant the beans because they grow comfortably in temperatures between 65 and 85 degrees. Now it's going to be 102 today. But you guys know that I have shade cloths, I have solar and battery operated fans that I'm charging up right now that I'll turn on soon. And it'll keep this area in here cooler than what the actual outside temperature is. And I want you to know that I have a sensor up in my room to let me know what the temperature is at all times. And if I need to provide more shade, I can do that. And if you were wondering, that is 40% shade cloth. And it really lowers the temperature up under here about 10 degrees, maybe 15 with the fans on. Guys, I love these battery powered fans. I love them so much that I got another one. This is the newest one, and I got them off of TikTok by Olgari. And this one will stay charged for 40 hours. And so I just rotate the fans and charge them up on my Jackery little mini generator. And it's very easy. I love it because I can grow more than I normally would in triple-digit temperatures. My purple whole peas have germinated in 2 days. Just came out here to check on them. Yeah, that's a pretty fast germination rate. So I'm gonna give them a little water. Please remember, I'm only gonna water my newly planted seeds every day. Well, this concludes the video. I always like to tell you guys that I love you and God loves you too. Thanks for watching. Bye now.